YouTube. I'm Matt and I react to comedians or comedy sketches that I've never seen before. My Lolometer down here in the corner is going to count every time that I laugh out loud during this video. This time around I'm watching Patrick Kielty. I've never seen this guy before. I vaguely know the name but I don't know where from. So let's see if he's any good.
Maybe not all the single ladies. Good evening. Yeah. Lovely to be here with Michael. Isn't he great, Michael? What about that? Right? It's kind of weird though, because he's a little bit nervous, with the situation that's going on. A little bit nervous, and we're kind of breaking him in, and we did a warm-up gig last night in Londonderry. Or as some people that don't give their full support to the England football team call it, Derry. And he was really nervous. He didn't know what to call it. What do I call it? I'm not sure. Is it Derry? Is it Derry? I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't know. Should I call it Derry? I don't Derry. What do we do? He was so nervous. So I thought I'd help him out. I said, no, don't call it Londonderry. Honestly, that doesn't work. Don't call it Derry either. The locals much prefer just London. I've never seen an encore with petrol bombs before. He hasn't a clue. I had to start with the basics, like just break it down into baby steps. I was going, okay, Dublin's the drunks, Belfast's the murderers. Okay, the drunks, the murderers, okay, I've got it, okay. In Dublin, they say, Jesus, I could murder a pint. In Belfast, they go, Jesus, I could murder you. And that's the difference, isn't it, eh? So it's nice to be back in Northern Ireland, now that you're up to your old tricks again. We were doing so well, and then we had to ruin it. We were like George Best with a new liver, weren't we? And people in England, they say to me, Paddy, what's going on? What's going on there? Like, that's weird, because, it was fine for a while, and now they've gone back to it. Can you explain it? And it's kind of weird when you have to explain what's going on, and your first statement is, well, you see, the real IRA, they're not the real IRA. What? No, they call themselves... No, that's right, yeah, they call themselves the real IRA, but they're not the real IRA. No, because you see, the real IRA, they're the government. It's tricky. It is tricky, isn't it? Like, what's going on? The IRA are back. Liverpool are in with a chance of winning the league. Why not back into 1987? What is going on? Fire up the DeLorean! Marty, you must come quick! Liverpool are in with a chance of winning the Premiership, and only you can stop them! Don't you mean Division 1, Doc? No, Marty, things are very different in the future! And that's the problem. The problem is that, now that we've actually done some stuff again, we've lost our moral superiority. Have you noticed that? That we can't look at trouble spots around the world and actually kind of look down our noses. There was for a while we could do that, like my mum was watching, what happened in Gaza, and she was like, Israel and Palestine, honest to God. They're animals. Sitting there going, there's another one for Barack Obama to sort out on his Facebook page. America and South Korea are now friends. China likes this. Hezbollah has poked Israel. Would you like to poke Hezbollah back? Osama bin Laden has tagged you in an album. Jihad 2007. America and Pakistan have gone from in a relationship to it's complicated. The world is skint. Britain and Ireland, we're the worst. Right, Britain is the tramp at the bank link machine with the cup. Ireland, we're the dog on the string. That's how skint we are. It's so bad. Every man, woman, and child in the country might as well have just married Heather Mills. That's how much we're in debt. On the flip side, though, Howard from the Halifax ads hasn't been in a recording studio in months. Patrick likes this. But at least we know, folks, that it's not our fault. No. It's these subprime bastards. I was trying to think about who they were, actually, the other night as I sat on my DFS sofa that I haven't paid off for 3 years, looking at my 54-inch plasma television on interest-free credit, in my cashmere hoodie and my Abercrombie & Fitch tracksuit bottoms that are still not paid off in my store cards, and I thought, who are these subprime bastards? It's us. It's our fault. We are subprime. It's like Spartacus meets Ocean Finance. Nobody wants to admit, do we? I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. I'm not subprime. You are. It's us. And Gordon Brown wants you to believe that, it's no one's fault. It's a virus. It just happened. It just started. He wants you to believe it's like the spread of AIDS in the 1980s. Oh, it happened out in America. It was an underground movement when nice white bankers decided to lend poor black people money. And they caught the subprime virus. They then had unprotected banking with non-subprime people, and the virus spread. Before you knew it, we were all having unprotected banking while Frankie goes to Hollywood saying, relax, don't do it. If you want a loan, what a crock of shit that is. What's next? The subprime virus began in Africa when monkeys had sex with bankers and gave birth to estate agents. Not that I have to worry about it, folks. No, because you see, I live in Chelsea. And, it's quite a posh area, I don't want you to think that I fit in here, because, I'm kind of working class. Whenever I went to introduce myself to the neighbours, they thought I was actually giving them a quote for tarmacking. I love living in Chelsea. People ask you over for supper. Oh, Paddy, you must come over for supper. What, a bowl of Frosties at 10 o'clock? Tell you what, why don't you pop over for your tea? Fantastic! Yeah, you bring the clotted cream, I'll bring the scones, I'll pop over at 4. I was thinking you bring the egg, I bring the chip, pop over at 6:30. Chelsea with their yummy mummies, the little spoilt brats. I love messing with them and telling them, I say stuff like, when I have kids, they'll walk to school. Can't say that! So obviously you don't have kids, Patty. If you had kids, you wouldn't let them walk to school because there's perverts out there. You leave them to school in a 4x4. I said, look, I'm actually sending my kids to a Catholic school where they're going to be in the care of Roman Catholic priests from 9 o'clock in the morning to 3:30 at night. Trust me, the school run will be the safest part of their day.
Good one.
Folks, you've been great. I've been Patrick Kielty. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you.
That is officially the first time a comedian has ever mentioned one of my favourite movies, Back to the Future. Yeah, that was great, that. I don't even recognise that guy. I've heard the name somewhere, but I've no idea who he was. Unless he's been on TV recently and he looks a bit different, because that was clearly a few years back now. But yeah, he was really funny. A lot of political stuff there. I'm not usually a fan of political jokes because I don't really follow politics. But I got everything he was talking about and it was funny. Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it was sort of a different selection. The jokes were quite different and the things he was talking about weren't the usual. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, drop a comment below, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and I'll see you next time.